You guys have been debating on social media, and now it's time to break it all down during the Great Debate. Bam. When you hear that, you just know what time it is.
It's right. And I mean, we told you to be working on it,
Yeah.
right? And we have. And I think the practice paid off.
Yeah, I think we've been sounding pretty good.
Sounding
we
good.
might not hire a professional anymore to do that. It's just us.
But today, what we will be debating and what you have been debating in the comments is menus.
Okay.
QR code or physical?
Ooh, okay, here we go. If you have to pick, again, we know there's exceptions, but we like to kind of start off with the it's up to you. Physical or QR code, Leah?
Gotta go physical for me.
Me too.
Yep.
We agree once again.
Yeah, I feel like the QR code, sometimes it's too many hoops to jump through, and I'm like, I'd rather, I know what I'm gonna order, chances are. I've already looked at the menu online because I get menu anxiety, so I'm like, let me look at what I want, practice it in my head, and go from there.
Exactly.
But still, I think I'd rather have a physical menu just because honestly it's easier to see, to look at. I don't know. I don't like the extra hoops that you have to jump through with the QR code.
No, it's true. I think if you want to look at the drink menu and then you want to, and sandwiches, it's like you can just kind of quickly go doo-doo, as opposed to like scrolling back up or flipping the page on your phone.
That's what's tricky sometimes is the layout of a QR code, because not all restaurants have it. So like sometimes it's very clear and straightforward, but you got to have like a tech savvy person set that up, because otherwise it's just like a screenshot of the menu and you're like, I can see
and
my
you're zooming in and you're zooming in and there's no pictures. Yeah.
I also think more than anything, it's just that like I have such practiced restaurant etiquette in my head already that like when you get there, you expect your server to come up and say, welcome, can I get you guys started with something to drink? And then you say, yes, I'll have a water or whatever. And then like I'm used to that back and forth.
Yeah.
I forget that like I'm not waiting for them to hand me menus sometimes, and I'm like, oh, I missed that.
Oh yeah, we went to a restaurant recently where it was QR code, and then we were waiting to order, and no one came, and apparently we were supposed to order online too.
Sometimes,
and pay
there's
online.
the little like the table boy.
Yes, and I'm like, I felt like I was at a McDonald's in this nice sit-down restaurant. I was in like a velvet booth, and I had to like go
weird
through
at a
all
nice
this.
restaurant, yeah.
It was very, and then they were like, how much tip? Tipping who?
No one served you, yeah.
Or you should tip me.
Unless it's like the kitchen.
Right. I
like,
honestly asked someone, I'm like, who is this going to? Because I'll tip the chef.
Right.
But like, you guys should tip me for putting my own drink order in. Yeah, and it was just a whole thing. Anyway, so yes, definitely physical. Let's hear what you guys had to say though.
Yes.
Online. I have Instagram up.
I got Facebook.
Everyone so far has said physical, except for Tori. She said either way, as long as they have good service to be able to open the online one in the first place.
That's true.
So, okay.
Yeah, sometimes there's a little bit of that.
Yeah.
On Facebook, we do have a couple more QR supporters. David says if you change your menu a lot, the QR codes are fine.
Fine.
And I do see that too, especially in our area where there's a lot of like fresh seafood dishes that change. So like, you want your food to be fresh, sometimes the specials got to change on a regular basis. It does make sense. Joe says, depends whether you're at a sit-down place. Yes, a physical menu. Outside vendor, food truck, QR code is fine.
Perfect. I love that. Good compromise.
Bill says a real physical menu. Rosemary says thinking about the elderly people who maybe not are as tech savvy.
Exactly.
Frankly, honestly, I'm not that tech savvy.
No, same. Or my phone's always dying.
Right. That's why I sounded 1,000 years old when we first sat down, and I was like, restaurant etiquette.
Yeah. No, it's true though. It's true though.
And then Ian says physical menu. So a little bit more back and forth on Facebook.
Do you feel bad when you're out to dinner with like your boyfriend or something though? I feel like if I'm on a date, I'm rude when I'm scrolling. And then sometimes I'll look at other couples and I'm judging. I'm like, he's on his phone, or she's on her phone. And I'm like, oh, they're probably looking at the menu.
Looking at the menu.
That's another reason I don't like it. I feel like phones, depending on the situation, should be put away during dinner. It kind of gets rid of that human aspect, which I love.
That was what, I think Joe was saying too, in that mix of supporting QR codes, except for it is also sort of an excuse to just have your phone already out.
Which I don't love.
I don't love that either. Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know, let us know what you guys think. Or I think if you are a restaurant and you have the QR code, have a physical option.
I think a lot of restaurants are doing that now.
Yeah.
I feel like, during COVID, obviously, we saw strictly QR codes.
Right.
And so it made sense. You didn't want to touch all the same piece of paper.
Yeah.
But I do think now we've kind of reset a little bit, and you are seeing a little bit of both. I think for the food truck, that's a great idea, because sometimes the line for the food truck is so long. And again, like I start stressing before I get up there, and I'm like, especially handwritten menus, like if it's on a chalkboard and different colored chalk, I'm like, my eyes are not determining any of this.
No,
and
exactly.
I'm like,
QR code, please, for that.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, the poll is still open. You can go to coastlife.com/vote or comment on our social media pages, do all that good stuff, and we'll hear from you.
That's right.
All right.
But we got to take a quick break. When we get back, we are sitting down to some of our favorite real estate experts and discussing leasing. All that is coming your way.